Welcome back, foolish humans, for another descent into madness. If you had any hopes that the next 5 episodes would be any better, say your goodbyes because they're going to be crushed to death. Before we get into this review, though, I should warn you that there are some scenes in the next 5 episodes that are pretty harsh, but I'll do my best to handle them with care. So, without further ado, let's sharpen our stakes and take a stab at 'em. The story resumes as Roman and Peter decide to investigate the home of the dead girl whose guts they grabbed, but Peter doesn't appreciate Roman using his charms on her papa.
Can I help you?
Mr. Willoughby, we're here about Lisa. You should really take a nap.
In case you were wondering, cops call this breaking and entering. Don't ever do it that way again.
Hippity hop.
Nice.
After thoroughly searching for clues, the fellas are confronted by the girl's sister, whose attitude towards the deceased is, different.
Roman Godfrey in my house.
We're looking for some mail that might have come for Lisa.
We think someone might have killed her.
Shut the
That dug up my sister. I don't care. I found it in Lisa's sock drawer when I was looking for leggings. I thought it was an invitation to a rave, so I begged her to take me, which she wouldn't. So I looked at her, so f***ing pretty, and I said that I hope she ends up in a dumpster.
The invitation she gives them leads to the Godfrey family steel mill, but we can't watch that right now because we have a barbecue to attend.
Gotta figure this hair out for your date tonight.
It'll be fine. We're just going to the movies.
I think your hair's really pretty the way it is. That's just my professional opinion.
Whatever.
The world already has 2 of them. We really don't need a 3rd.
Roasted. Sick bird.
Bitch. Your tramp stamps match too? Did that just say that?
That just totally said that.
Peter and Letha meet up for lunch behind Roman's back, and they talk about the important stuff.
Screw it, I say. Bring on the maternity pants. I mean, I don't know what picture of Dorian Gray you have to hide away for your butt to look as good as Olivia's at her age. What, you don't think she's hot? When Olivia was my dad's patient, I got the sense she had some major problems before Roman was born, after the first baby. There was a girl. Her name was Juliet. She died as an infant.
Christina gets frustrated when Peter doesn't have an eye conversation with her and storms out of the store.
Better check that fetus for Lyme ticks.
I have to meet my grandmother across the road. Wait.
While trying to get educated about Romani culture at the local library, Olivia faints when she sees a kid who has sweeter kicks than she does. Next, we cut to Uncle Norman as he interviews Francis, and he fills Norman in on more junk about the Godfrey Institute, and Norman behaves like the respectable, supportive doctor he is.
Today I've seen the dragon. The baby in the blood pouch. The river glowing red. A dog hatching out of a big black egg. A demon with a crown of light. A needle the size of a sword. Ask one of the other guys. See how they're sleeping. I even got a name for you. Saw it on a chart next to mine. Varga H.
I'm here to help you. I'm a doctor, and I just want to help someone.
He leaves work to pick up Olivia and Shelley from the library, and Shelley reacts to their flirting the way any other emo teen would.
Yes.
Roman drives Norman home, and the two bond over family matters.
How are you doing?
You have any idea who might have impregnated my daughter?
Roman goes to Peter's house and finds out about his and Letha's secret lunch date.
We run into each other in town.
So I see.
I got some frozen yogurt. I had another sick craving.
Norman does some light research and is immediately able to find most of the info Francis told him about. But why watch that when we can see how Christina acts on a first date?
You got it.
Thanks. Remembering you are safe is a positive coping strategy.
Roman and Peter finally go to the steel mill, and Roman doesn't waste the opportunity to make things uncomfortable.
You know when you close your ears, sometimes the sound of your heart is like a little man walking through snow.
I don't know, let's split up.
What's up?
You find anything?
Speaking of the steel mill, it turns out that Christina has her own spooky story regarding the place.
I went in there once. Pretty much just big and empty and gross. Except for this, like, cauldron thing they used to make steel in. They call it a bessemer. It's like a big black egg with a hole at the top. Supposedly cursed or whatever because it crushed someone and all his guts and intestines spilled out of his mouth and he was alive. I put my head in. Well, you know, you're just gathering material.
Because you're a novel.
You're gonna be an amazing writer.
Her date responds by taking things to the next level. Norman and Olivia talk about business. And then we get to see Christina have the perfect end to the perfect date.
What's wrong?
Hello, Christina.
While Norman and Olivia whoopsie-doodle and laugh about paint, Roman and Peter find the other half of Christina's first kiss at the steel mill.
I'd like to go.
Unfortunately, Hemlock Grove's finest come to the steel mill and Roman thinks it's the perfect opportunity to ask some hard-hitting questions.
You said you ran into Letha in town. Where?
Just get rid of him. Please.
You said the magic word.
When Roman finally confronts the coppers, they arrest him and Peter stays behind to investigate the mill.
Well, ollie oxen free.
I was actually off to French postcards of your mother.
Best news I got all week.
Where are the keys?
During his search, he uncovers evidence of a blood party. We get a flashback that shows us how Olivia and Norman started their relationship while the boys are scolded by their mamas. But there's no time for that because Clementine and the police find the remains at the mill.
Let's take a look in there first.
What the is that?
When the mama drama gets out of control at the Godfrey house over Shelley buying some earrings, Roman reveals that when he turns 18, he'll gain control of the family fortune.
Shelley, remove them.
Leave her alone.
You will end up in the gutter.
I know you're lying. And on my 18th birthday, I gained control of the entire trust.
Letha finds Roman's dad JR's suicide letter, and just like everything else in the show, it doesn't reveal a diggity dang thing.
Norman, it's a funny thing how you can look at something 1,000 times without really seeing it. This happened to me recently when I saw the word gentleman in print. Gentle man. I thought, a gentleman is my brother, Norman.
Norman gets called back into the facility to find out Francis didn't take his medication correctly.
I was thinking about releasing him.
And Peter finds a note in his locker. When Roman tries to approach Peter with his out-of-nowhere theory that the Godfrey facility is behind the murders, Peter breaks up with him for his bad boy antics.
I think something's going on at the White Tower.
It's over.
What are you talking about?
This is over. We're done.
It was really stupid. I'm sorry, okay? You can't walk away from this.
You should go.
You gypsy piece of... You know, if you my cousin, I'll kill you.
Meanwhile, Olivia buys eye drops from Peter's mom and eats some of her yummy meatballs.
You see, I have this condition.
5,000 a bottle.
That's substantially more than what Vince asked for.
Vince thought we...
You don't mind if I just... I wouldn't overdo it, though.
Next, Letha goes to Peter's house after school, and just like her cousin, she doesn't waste any time in getting to see him in his birthday suit.
You're gonna try and
Yeah, here we are.
Then Roman indulges in some nose candy before applying some organic lipstick.
Shut up and kiss me.
His makeup application is interrupted when Clementine comes to interrogate him, and it turns out that his off-camera contouring moved his face cut to a completely different location.
You're bleeding.
Close shape.
What is your association with Peter Romancek?
We hang out?
Did you dig up Lisa Willoughby?
No. Yeah, we did.
Sometime after that, his Uncle Norman asks him to look for Letha, and his heart is totally shattered when he finds out that Peter has moved on so soon after their breakup.
Smells sweet, like a puppy.
Liars! Liars! Ugh. Okay.
He goes to a lady friend's house for some dress-up therapy, but gets emotional when his outfit doesn't look as good as he'd hoped.
No, come on, I'll get you out of those wet clothes.
Well, you have the legs for it.
What's wrong? I'm ugly.
She tries to make him feel better, but things get seriously fucked up when he forces himself on her. He uses his charm to make her forget about what happened, and he seems just as sickened by his behavior as we are. He crashes into a tree, and his concussion leads him to believe that now would be a good time to investigate the goings-on at the Godfrey facility, and he uses his charms once again to get inside.
Hey, you know who I am.
Once inside, Dr. Price helps him find some answers.
What is this?
This is Project Ouroboros, Roman.
And then he helps him forget those answers.
Oh my God.
You can see why we're rather sensitive about it.
He goes into a coma, but unfortunately, that just means we're going to see even more of him in a pointless stream of dream sequences.
I'm a scorpion.
Ugh, trust me, you don't want to see a stinger.
Be careful what you say you are.
Shelley uses her glowy powers to give Roman some valuable info in his coma.
You need to do what you came here to do.
Destroy the dragon before its fire burns you alive.
Clementine and the priest chat during her investigation of Peter's trailer.
Godfrey boy's in a coma.
Olivia Godfrey.
I think she might be up here.
Why are we talking about Olivia Godfrey? Bring me Peter Romancic.
While Roman has coma conversations and sees what a beautiful baby he was.
It's not your fault you're weak, Roman. You think Peter would cry over you.
Don't make this my problem.
Peter drops off a gift for Roman and sits with Letha as she tries to make him feel better.
I brought this for him.
We had sex over there.
They bond more.
You tell me a story about being a gypsy.
You guys realize that I'm half Italian, right?
And he tells Letha a fairy tale.
One time Nikolai caught a fairy. I was at his house one night, and he says, "You want to see something?" And he gave me this jar with a little light inside. And I go, "That's a lightning bug." And he goes, "No, Peter, look closer. There's this little person inside the jar. And her wings are so beautiful like a dragonfly." Holy, where did you find her? She was just flying around the porch light with the moths. You know, at first he tried to catch him with his hands, but I guess she stung him. Fairies are meaner than fucking hornets.
Christina's friends visit her in the clinic after her date made her go cuckoo bananas, and we see that her hair color is getting a little more distinguished.
Cool view. Okay, who'd you blow to get this room?
Letha's mom doesn't approve of her relationship with Peter, but that doesn't stop her from inviting him to dinner with her family after she gets a get-well-soon card from Roman's victim.
I just wanted you to know how sorry I am. I'm kind of sick about the whole thing. I was trying to think of the last time I talked to Roman before this, and I think I was a bitch to him. Anyway, I made him this, if you wouldn't mind bringing it to him.
Yeah. I want you to come to dinner at my house.
Roman wakes up without any sign of the dragon his coma conversations kept bringing up, proving that the whole thing was a complete waste of time.
What, so I check out for 2 weeks and suddenly I'm a f***ing retard?
He and Peter decide to go look for the big bad wolf together, and Clementine calls her twin brother for help leaving the Order of the Dragon. Because, you know, there weren't enough characters and storylines going on this late in the show.
Hey, sis.
Hi. After I do what I came here to do, I'm leaving the Order. Will you help me?
Yes. Anything you need.
Tomorrow at dawn.
After driving out to the waterfront for no reason, the boys patch things up and go after the killer for realsies.
I'm sorry for being a pain in your okay? I got confused. Things are clear now.
At what point does trusting you make me a f***ing idiot?
I just want to be your friend.
Simple as that.
Clementine tries to help the sheriff find the killer on the night of the full moon, but he gives her the cold shoulder.
Sheriff,
I've tried to be patient with you.
this thing we're after, it's not anything close to done. I'm gonna do my part. Just making sure you'll do yours.
I have no idea what the hell any of that means.
Norman visits Christina, and what he finds is heartbreaking.
Ooh, you've been writing.
Peter transforms, but while he's hunting the bad guy, he's hunted by Clementine. Roman tries to come to his rescue, but she knows all about his googly eyes and warns him to stay away.
Peter! Stay back! Do not attempt eye contact. I will shoot you.
Clementine puts Peter in a cage and calls the priest, who tells her to bring him alive.
Talk to me, little mouse.
Your mansick has been contained.
Do not purge the beast.
The call with the priest gives her a bad vibe, and just as she's about to free her prisoner, she's confronted by Olivia.
I can save one of us.
I wouldn't do that. If you take a step towards me, I will kill you.
It makes you feel so lost.
Back in town, while the chief checks all the doors, his daughters end up boogieing down with the boogeyman. Next, we see Clementine's brother is waiting for her and some boys cleaning up litter in the woods on the way to school.
Tomorrow at dawn, by the water. You know the place.
What are you doing?
It's a microscope.
Bum bum bum! And that was episodes 6 through 10 of Hemlock Grove. Despite the fact that we're getting further into the story, it doesn't really feel like we've made much progress. All of the relationships feel shallow, and it feels like a lot of the screen time was wasted on storylines that didn't take us anywhere and had little to no resolution. And I'm pretty disturbed about how little Christina time we got. I feel so robbed. Well, only 3 left to go. Hopefully next time we'll get some answers. Thanks for watching!